Welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep into Red Rising today, a book you guys actually recommended to us, so you know it's going to be intense. But we're going to break down how Pierce Brown, the author, builds this whole world and takes us along on Darrow's crazy journey.
Yeah, from the very beginning, Brown drops us right in the middle of this seriously divided society on Mars, right?
Right.
You got the Golds, they're at the top, living it up, while the Reds, well, they're the ones doing all the dirty work, literally.
Yeah, and that's where we meet Darrow. He's a hell diver, mining in the deepest, most dangerous parts of Mars. Believes he's making Mars livable for everyone, future generations, the whole deal.
And he's totally committed to it, too.
Oh yeah, he's all in. Works hard, loves his wife, EO, their families. He has hope.
But then EO does something. I mean, it seems small. She sings a song, a forbidden song, but
But that's enough for the Golds.
it's enough. It leads to her death, and that's when everything changes for Darrow.
It's brutal. It's not just losing her, it's EO revealing the truth to him right before she dies.
The truth about Mars.
Yeah, that Mars is already terraformed. The Reds are slaves, basically, and the Golds have been lying this whole time.
Talk about a wake-up call.
Talk about it.
Mm.
This is where the Sons of Eris come in, right? This rebel group that wants to take down the Golds.
They see Darrow's rage, his potential.
And they come up with a plan. I mean, a wild plan to turn Darrow into a Gold.
The carving, brutal. They change everything about him physically. I mean, they even replace his eyes.
They're basically making him into a weapon.
That's exactly what they're doing.
He's got to infiltrate the Institute, this training ground for Gold leaders.
Which is, by the way, incredibly dangerous. Like, deadly competition going on in there.
All the while, he's carrying the guilt of leaving his people, the Reds, and trying not to become the very thing he hates.
And we see him struggling with that the whole time.
Yeah, the moral dilemmas are huge. And then there's Titus, this Gold student who's like, the worst of the worst, always pushing Darrow to be more Gold,
Yeah, like, embrace the cruelty. But then there's Mustang.
Mustang, she's different.
She sees something in Darrow.
They have this spark,
Yeah,
And they both kind of reject that whole rigid Gold society thing.
Oh, yeah. Then there's the passage. It's like this initiation. Brutal. Darrow's forced to face his fears. And he even has to kill a fellow student.
I mean, it just gets more and more intense.
Mhm.
Then the house wars start. Huge war games, super high stakes.
And Darrow has to lead his House Mars, to victory. He's using every bit of strategy, every bit of cunning he has.
And he starts to stand out. He's not just surviving. He's actually good at this.
But it comes at a cost, He's making enemies, and he's changing.
And then there's the twist.
Yeah.
That other Red turned Gold.
Right.
Who's completely embraced the Gold's way of life. Cruel, power-hungry. It really messes with Darrow, makes him question everything.
And, of course, we can't forget the Jackal.
The Jackal. Sadistic. Loves to torment Darrow. And it turns out...
He's the Archgovernor's son.
Yeah, so the whole Institute.
Rigged.
It's all a game. And the people in charge, they're pulling the strings.
From the very beginning. So Darrow, he's, like, really proving himself in the Institute.
Oh, yeah. He's, like, climbing the ranks.
But then there's this crazy moment where he's, like, talking to Titus, this totally brutal Gold, right?
Yeah, Titus.
And Titus just casually drops some red slang.
Oh.
And Darrow's like, wait a minute.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it means there was another Red who went through the carving.
Like him. Yeah, that's huge.
Huge. But here's the thing, Titus. He's like the opposite of Darrow. He's totally bought into the Gold's whole messed up way of thinking.
So it makes you wonder, right? Like, can they really erase who you are? Or does some part of you always stay the same?
Deep, man.
Right? And Darrow's like dealing with all this, right?
Mm.
Trying to figure out if he's becoming like Titus, losing himself.
Yeah, it's a lot. And in the end, Darrow exposes Titus.
Wow.
Which leads to Titus getting executed. By Cassius, no less.
Cassius.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
Still messed up about his brother, Julian.
Oh, right.
And this whole thing doesn't give him any peace, And he starts thinking that Darrow had something to do with Julian's death.
So now Cassius is kind of against Darrow.
Big time.
Wow. Okay, so things are getting complicated.
Oh, yeah. But amidst all this chaos, Darrow, he forms this alliance with Mustang.
Mustang. She's a Gold.
But she's different.
Yeah.
She sees Darrow's potential as a leader, And she hates the system just as much as he does.
I mean, there's definitely something there between them, right?
Oh, for sure. There's respect. They have a shared vision and, yeah, maybe even a little bit of romance,
It's a good pairing.
Mm-hmm.
And together they take down House Minerva, another house in the Institute games.
Darrow's strategic genius is on full display here. Guerrilla tactics, exploiting weaknesses. He's leading his house to victory.
So he's becoming a real force,
Absolutely. But he's also attracting some serious enemies.
like the Jackal.
Uh-huh. The archgovernor's son.
Right.
He sees Darrow as a threat, and he starts working with the proctors, the ones who run the institute, to get Darrow out of the games for good.
So now it's not just the students playing the game.
Nope, the adults are in on it too, manipulating everything to get what they want.
Talk about a rigged game.
Total rigged game. And then, well, Cassius betrays Darrow.
No way.
Yeah, he leaves him for dead in the Northwoods. It's brutal out there.
That's harsh.
It is. It really messes Darrow up, physically and emotionally.
Oh, he doesn't die?
Nope, he's tough. Mustang finds him, nurses him back to health, which, by the way, only strengthens their bonds, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
She's totally disgusted by what the Jackal did and, well, by the whole cruelty of these games.
So she chooses Darrow.
Yep. And together, they start building a rebellion. Darrow becomes this symbol of hope. They call him the Reaper.
The Reaper. I like it.
He's a beacon for anyone who wants to challenge the Golds.
And he's not holding back anymore.
No way. He's done playing by their rules. He's attacking gold houses, exposing the proctors cheating, even kills a proctor in self-defense.
Whoa.
He's basically shaking the foundation of gold society to its core.
And it all leads up to this crazy attack on Olympus.
The proctors' headquarters,
House move.
Darrow, he uses their own technology against them, takes them hostage while he exposes their whole manipulation scheme to the drafters, the big bosses of the Institute.
Brilliant.
Total power move. But just when you think Darrow's going to win, Brown throws us another curveball.
Oh no, what now?
We find out Mustang's true identity.
Wait, what?
She's Virginia Augustus, the Jackal's twin sister.
No way.
Yeah, the arch-governor, he's been playing everyone this whole time,
Yeah.
making sure his kids come out on top.
So can Darrow trust Mustang?
It's the biggest question. Can their alliance survive this? I mean, that moment when Mustang sides with Darrow
Oh, yeah.
captures the Jackal. It's huge for her character.
It is. It's like she's breaking free from everything, you know?
Yeah.
Family, her whole upbringing.
Powerful stuff.
But it's got to be hard too, right? Like betraying your family, especially your twin.
Yeah, there's definitely a cost.
So then everything comes to a head at Olympus.
With the arch-governor, Imperator Bologna, all the high-ranking Golds, they're all there.
Darrow's really pulled it off. He's got them all trapped.
And he exposes everything.
Everything.
The proctor's corruption, how they've been rigging the games, the whole thing.
And he does it in front of everyone.
Yeah, the whole institute, the drafters, everyone.
I mean, he's about to change everything.
You'd think so, right?
But then the arch-governor, he's a sly one.
Oh, yeah. He offers Darrow a deal.
To become a Lancer.
One of the Gold's protectors.
So Darrow could have power, influence.
Like real power.
He could change things from the inside.
Yeah, but it would mean turning his back on the rebellion, the people who believe in him.
And it would make him, well, the enemy.
Exactly. And the book ends with Darrow. He kneels.
In front of the arch-governor.
Yeah, and pledges his allegiance as a Lancer.
I mean,
It just leaves you hanging, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah.
Did Darrow really give up? Or is there something else going on? Is this like a bigger, even more dangerous game he's playing?
I don't.
It's what makes Red Rising so good, though, right?
It makes you think.
It does. It's about power, ambition, what's right, what's wrong. It's got it all.
And it sticks with you.
Oh, yeah. Long after you finish it.
Well, that was our deep dive into Red Rising.
Thanks for coming along for the ride.
Hope you enjoyed exploring this crazy world with us.
And we'll see you next time for another deep dive.